Welcome to Reynolds Razorback Stadium, where they have been calling the Hogs since early in the morning in anticipation of this showdown we have coming. We have a late-season top 25 showdown that could be crucial to the postseason picture, as we'll see a team fresh and ready to go off a bye week, the Oklahoma Sooners, taking on the winners of 3 straight, the Arkansas Razorbacks. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started. The Razorbacks will get us started with the opening kickoff. He'll bring it out. It's Bush. He'll be out of bounds short of the 25 at the 22-yard line. This crowd bringing an ear-splitting welcome to their visitors. They'll run it from the gun. That'll be a gain of 5 out to the 27. The emotions and energy figure to be high all day, guys, because of what's at stake this late in the season. Really a must-win for both teams.
Yeah, these are the ones that get your blood moving, Reese. You get jacked up, man. We don't have to say anything in the locker room, give these big speeches. You know what's at stake, Jesse. You're ready to rock and roll. This is when you prove you're the big dog.
Which is pretty cool, too, because it's been a long season. And these teams obviously are both physically and mentally tired, but you're right. For this kind of game, this is the one you circled at the start of the year. You knew that this was going to matter. There was going to be a lot on the line. Now it's time to go out and prove you're the better team.
This crowd, full throat, splitting the eardrums and letting them know it's going to be a long day. From the gun, leaves it on the inside with the back. And the defense is swarming to keep him from getting to the first down. One thing that can derail this offense, a bunch of 3-and-outs. They won't do that here, but they might go 4-and-out if they don't convert. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Makes the catch past the sticks. All kinds of running room. The 10. And he got away from the defense and takes it in. Touchdown, Oklahoma. The AT unit on the field. And he's got the extra point, and it's 7-0 to start this one. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And they find pay dirt from way out, covering 69 yards on the touchdown pass. Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. They've got the big fellas out there, a 3 tight end look on 1st and 10. And he's a real nowhere man tackled in this no-game land. When you reach this point in the season, these types of games, top 25 matchups, really determine whether you're going to be a contender.
Yeah, and really show what you're going to be the rest of the season. How are you going to finish strong throughout the season? You know, the first part of the season, now getting to the middle of the season, Palmer, getting a chance to show what you're about so you can finish strong.
It's a resume builder, no doubt about it. And really, there's been so much anticipation building up to this top 25 matchup. So which team can control their emotions, I think, goes a long way in who wins this one.
The quick out. Still on his feet at the 45. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down. Remember some of the years when the Hogs spent a lot of time in the Wildcat just running it? You don't have to do that with this guy at quarterback.
And it just makes you less predictable, right? You got a running back in there. You know you're not going to throw it very much, but when they do have the ability to push the ball down the field and get some guys out of the box, it makes this offense even more exciting.
Intercepted. Not much of a chance on the return, but they'll have the ball at the 33.
Sometimes the quarterback puts that zip on it and you can hear it, and sometimes he uses the lob wedge where it takes a little time to get there. That time he used the lob wedge and the defender came in and made the interception. Big play for this defense early.
Time for this Sooner offense to go back to work. David, they'd love to do what they did last time and put this one in the end zone.
You ain't lying. They did a great job. The offense was clicking.
Nothing but green ahead. And he was able to run through a tackle, and they finally get him, but not until he picks up the first down.
Man, that is so tough. When you play defense, you get your eyes on your keys, and you got to read them, but sometimes they lie to you. You could see the little misdirection by this offense, fooled the defense, created some space. The offense took advantage and made a huge play.
Big plays like that makes play calling so much easier. Now it's 1st and 10 from the 34. Give to the running back. He had to fight for a couple down to the 33.
Yeah, and the running back didn't get much here, but, you know, we clearly want to always establish the tempo, run the football, be consistent, make that defense physically meet the challenge.
After picking up a couple, it's 2nd and 8. He's looking to throw. Fires to the middle. It's caught. Makes the grab over the defense, and they are threatening now down at the 15.
That wide receiver on the outside is dangerous. When you're playing zone coverage, it's really hard because you're not chasing him. You can't really get hands on him. You got to make sure you send more guys his direction. Maybe slide those linebackers toward that wide receiver so you got a little more help on the outside.
Wide receiver now comes in motion. Defense showing blitz, trying to rattle this quarterback. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
You know when you're playing against a defense of this caliber, you're going to have some sort of balance, right? You can't just drop back and throw it every single play. Nothing going on that last run. They're going to have to find another way to get it going, handing the ball.
After losing a couple on that last play, here's 2nd and 12. They'll try the left side. Pulled down after a pickup of 3, balls at the 13. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Boy, they'd love to pick up this conversion and go to work with a 1st and goal. need to pick up this conversion and avoid having to settle for the field goal. The run to the left. Got some room, headed to the goal line. And he's sprinting. He'll take it all the way. Touchdown Sooners. Ready to try the point after.
The best running backs are the guys that can just sniff out the end zone. That running back showed you all of his freakish ability on that play.
So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. And the capper came on the run to the end zone from the 13. No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. And Arkansas ready to send out this offense. To say this has been a slow start is a bit of an understatement, and they really need to get it going here, Jesse.
That's right. The opponent, they're firing on all cylinders right out of the gate. Offensively, for this unit, they've been slow and struggling. They need an explosive play to wake themselves up.
Yeah, and it's just the first quarter, so it's not the end of the world. You've seen slow starts, but you got to continue to pick and pick and pick until you find that play or that scheme that you can use against this defense.
He's looking for a man on second down. The freshman just a little too much on that one.
Quarterback trying to attack the middle of the field. I like the aggressive nature, but his receivers aren't 9 feet tall. No one's going to catch that. No one can climb the ladder. You got to bring it down a little bit.
Probably the toughest call on the play sheet. 3rd and long. Ball's at the 25. From the gun, wants to pass. He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete, and 4th down's coming.
QBs and receivers on 3rd down, everything has to happen just a split second sooner. You're expecting pressure. The quarterback gets hit. Just not on the same page with his target.
This could absolutely spin this game in another direction. They're going for it inside their own 30. Quarterback checking the play. On 4th down, going to the air. The completion well past the sticks. Just what they were looking for to get this drive rolling. They're out to the 35.
Oh, and he finds his slot receiver on that 4th down throw. And I'll tell you, this guy is not the biggest receiver in college football, but he does such a good job working the middle of the field. He's just able to get open and read coverage. Every quarterback loves having a slot receiver like that.
And the Razorbacks with the 1st and 10. They'll try the run. Not much working there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
And those physical runs take a toll. It might not be a big game now, but down the road, 3rd, 4th quarter, late in the ball games, they tend to turn into bigger runs.
As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. Rides to the back. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a 1st down.
That's the end of the 1st quarter. Oklahoma 14, Arkansas 0.
The Razorbacks are moving quickly down the field. He'll come out throwing on 1st down. He's got his man. And how about that catch and run? So dangerous, this guy. And the Razorbacks racing to the line in the hurry up. The Hogs getting it done through the air, evoking memories of Ryan Mallett.
And that's what the fans of Arkansas want to see. They've always got that physical ground game. They always want to have a little bit of balance, and when they get that balance, they get that offense cooking, they get everybody pretty excited. You might even get a woo, pig city.
Now the quarterback changing the original play call. Movement here from the tight end. On second down, looking again to throw. He makes the catch. Brought down just outside the red zone. He moves the chains. It's at the 22.
And a really good job by the quarterback being very decisive. He saw his matchup. He went for it. He attacked it. Got the positive gain. I would say he's going to find that guy a few more times today.
Fights off a defender. And he finds some solid space. Makes a nice game before the defense is able to stop it.
Well, this guy's a weapon, throwing it and running it, and you know he's going to try to hurt this defense with his legs.
It puts so much stress on the defensive line to chase him, and the fact that the play is extended so long.
Yeah, if they've got a spy defensively, if someone's athletic enough to run with this guy, that's going to be maybe a sound move moving forward schematically.
Out of the gun to give to the back. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. On the option. And he'll race it to the house. Touchdown, Razorbacks! They just took the air out of that thing. That might be an understatement. They took the ball away and just roared down, just grinded away at that defense.
It took a lot of time off the clock in the process as well. I'm impressed with the physicality up front of this offense, because that's where it all starts. If you're going to march the ball down the field like they just did, you've got to be dominating in the trenches, and they are doing that in this game right now.
They'll try to tack one more on their score. And after the extra point, they've cut the lead in half, down 14-7. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. Arizona looks like 5 miles of bad road today. Offensively, the wheels have come off. Defensively, it's been one pothole after another. They're trailing by 14 to Louisville. We've got our eye on things here and everything else going on right now, and any updates, you'll see them here, guys.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. The Sooner offense returns to the field. Now they need to put something together to answer that last score.
There's a lot of pressure, too, on this offense to have to execute at a high level. They've got to score points, David, but they can't go too fast because their defense right now is tied.
And I think that's the difficulty being a play caller. Like, I have to balance all of those things. My defense is a little bit tired. I can't put it on the field, but I got to be aggressive because this is a back-and-forth type game, so a lot to process and think about.
Big play out of the gate to start this drive, and here they come again. Defense showing plenty of pre-snap movement of their own. The back goes in motion. To the air on first down. Fires to the big fella. And that was some kind of collision between a couple of big bodies there, and he stopped from getting the first down.
I'll say this, man. In college football, you see a lot of bad tackling. You didn't see it right there. That was an awesome job. First off, being there at the point of attack. Once the tight end made the catch, there was no doubt he was going down. Great job form tackle.
And he picks up the first down, but he will remember the price he paid after that hit.
Really nice run. This guy brings balance to this offense. It's not all high-flying aerial passing attack, too. You go back to Adrian Peterson, DeMarco Murray, Samaje Perine. They've always had guys in these spread-up tempo offenses that have been able to give them balance and force the defense to stay honest. That's exactly what this guy brings the Sooner offense.
I know it's sexy to throw the football, but if you can pound it away and get these kind of gains, they will just add up, wear the defense down, get first downs, and ultimately get some points.
good spot after that 7-yard pickup on first down. It's 2nd and 3. Motion from the offense. Trying to get the edge on the toss. And he delivers the blow, and he's still running. Touchdown, Oklahoma! And once he got loose, it was all over. Boy, did he just scorch that defense for that score.
He shows you all of it, Reese. He's got the speed, he's got the agility. This dude's a big-time playmaker. You just give him the ball, and he'll find different ways to kill you on different plays.
And he did make that extra point, no issue with the treacherous footing. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. A fair catch called for and made. Send that offense back onto the field. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game, so, Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
We've made our way to the 2-minute warning, and now they'll try to at least cut a little something off of this lead before the break. It'll be 3rd and short from their own 33. The receivers often will run their route based on a side adjustment. Wide receiver shows motion. They turn to the passing game on 3rd and short. Quickly complete. Whew, boy, this freshman quarterback has a hose. Did he sing that thing in there?
There's got to be a sense of urgency for this offense right now. They're trailing. They're going to be kicking off to open the second half. So they need points. They need to go tempo. Maybe that last first down gets them a little bit of confidence.
Going up top on first down. Makes the grab down the middle. Put it right on him. Sweet play. Good pickup, and they'll move the chains with the first down. The Razorbacks come to the line in the hurry-up. Looking for a physical attack from the gun. And they'll wrestle him to the ground after a short gain. Quick tempo, no huddle offense. 2nd down, clock's running. Running back goes in motion. Looking to throw on 2nd down. They're working that left side. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense. And the Razorbacks come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Pre-snap motion in the backfield. He's looking to throw it. Firing to the right, complete. And it is a chunk play, a huge gain on that one before the defense brings it to an end.
And offensively, I love running these drag routes. I mean, these are the routes that, whether it's zone, whether it's man, they're so successful. It's just about seeing what the defense is doing and getting it to them in open space. Nice job. The wide receiver has some space after the catch, able to go make extra yards. Nice pitch and catch.
On the move. And a nice run there before the defense finally makes the stop.
Man, the evolution of the quarterback position. Basically, you should call them running backs who throw the ball really well now.
And guys, you know the other thing that happens here is that sets up the next play because you've sort of left the defensive line gassed trying to run down the quarterback.
Oh, you got to be in shape, chasing him around all day on design runs, on scrambles, and it's just, and the +1 advantage you get by having that guy. It's so hard to defend.
There's a timeout called as this offense tries to find a way to draw a little closer.
Arkansas.
Can the D deny them on 2nd and goal? Looks as if he's going to run it. And he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, Arkansas! He'll try to tack on one more. And with the extra point, they're down a touchdown, 21-14. They put together a 74-yard touchdown drive and finished the deal with the short touchdown run from the 2. The kickoff team out there getting set. From inside his own 10, let's see what he gets. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. Off the play fake on 1st down to throw. Feeling the heat as he lets it go. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it.
You know, if you're going to complete these dagger throws, you've got to have great anticipation as a quarterback. You almost got to throw it before the receiver comes out of the break. You need better timing on that play.
Pressure coming. And he is snowed under. Sacked at the 7. Offense calls a timeout here. Critically important to make sure they have the right play call and everyone on the same page here. Just enough time for one final play of the half. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. They'll knock him down, and that'll take us to halftime. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update. The Sooners will kick it off to start the second half. He'll call for the fair catch here. And Arkansas ready to send out this offense. Tight game as we start the 3rd quarter, and we'll see what type of adjustments they made at halftime.
And getting the ball first here, I think, is such a big deal. Like, I get the first chance to make a statement, to make the adjustments, to create some momentum for my squad right here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I think it's so important for this offense to set the tone here early in the second half, to get a nice drive going, build that confidence, and get your defense ready to come on out, get a stop, and change the complexity of this game.
He's back to throw on 2nd down. Moving away from pressure. Nothing open downfield, so he'll just toss it away.
And that goes down as incompletion, but that's a smart play. And the QB coach and the OC will be very happy with the decision of the quarterback. He got outside the pocket. He obviously was, so he's outside the tackle box. He knew he could throw it away as long as he got it past the line of scrimmage. Nothing there, nothing open. Live to fight another down.
Out of the backfield, he's open. Makes the grab, and it's enough for the 1st down before he's dragged to the ground. The Razorbacks are in the hurry-up.
Everybody on the same page there on blitz pickup, right? Offensive line, everybody communicating, understanding where they have to work to give their QB time to make an accurate throw and pick up the 1st.
That's about as close as you can get to that marker, and it will be 2nd and just a few breaths away from the 1st down. Caught behind the line. It's Pitts. He's there to make the stop, and they threw it in reverse, losing yardage on that play. Wants to throw on 3rd down. Buys a little extra time. He's got it. He's run out of bounds, but not before turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down.
Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown, but that was a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum. They needed to find a rhythm, and what better way than converting on third down. Awesome job by the quarterback getting through his progression.
On the option. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Well, you love to see that from the defense, right? It's like bend, don't break. They've given up a bunch of plays on this drive, but now that they're getting down close to field goal range, you're seeing them start to stiffen up there.
Yeah, and plays don't matter anymore. Yards don't matter. All that matters with these defenses nowadays is points and limiting them.
And a good, solid pickup there before the defense knocks him down. Third and short from the 22. Is the field goal unit getting ready, or is this already 4-down territory? Got some room, headed to the goal line. And he sprints to the end zone. Touchdown, Razorbacks!
The identity of this offense is their ability to run the football. They're doing that in this game. That's now 3 rushing touchdowns on the day.
And they did make the extra point, and we have a tie ball game here in the third. All tied up and just about set to kick it away. Bounces through the end zone. It's a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. The Sooner offense back onto the field. They'll run the RPO and fire to the right. At midfield, he's got room. A huge play, and they get it all the way to the 45-yard line.
How nice is it as a quarterback when you don't have to throw post routes to get great stats? No, I can just throw it quickly to one of the fastest players in the entire nation and let him burn this defense.
Now a first down from the 45-yard line. To the ground with the back. They pick up half of it. It'll be 2nd and 5.
It's the MO of this offense, and they really put a lot on the offensive line to go out and really try and establish their dominance and their assertiveness, and they've done a good job of that early in this game running the football.
On 2nd down, they'll take to the air. Looking for a deep man. Touchdown, Sooners! And that one will give them the lead. Well, I'm not sure who was closer to the receiver there, the defensive backs or us here in the booth.
That was great execution on offense. Receiver wins the route one-on-one, shows off his speed, gets himself wide open. There was no question where the quarterback was going with that one. Nice job.
Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. The Hogs send that offense back onto the field. That last drive really productive. David wound up with a touchdown. They'll try to do it again.
Yeah, so I don't expect this offense to change too much, Reese. They had a great drive. They got the touchdown, everything working. I would expect them to keep pushing this ball downhill.
And just imagine if they could put another touchdown on the board right here. They could capture so much momentum in this game with back-to-back TDs.
On 2nd down, wants to throw it. And the ball is intercepted. That kind of play can really get you going, not only on defense, but the great field position for the O at the 37.
Nice play by the DB. Most people say offenses have the advantage, right? They know where they're going. They have the footing underneath them. Defensive guys, you still got to guess. You might be a little bit more cautious. No, sir, this defensive back does a great job breaking on the football, going up and making the INT.
Man, that D tackle is a freak athlete. Did you see him come out of his stance and beat the offensive lineman, getting to the running back? Cat-like quickness.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. Quick handoff. They get him stopped at the 30, but not before he gets 5 yards.
I think they called that knowing they weren't going to hit a home run. So why would you call it that? Well, you call it so third down becomes an easier down. It's not third and long where I have to pass the football. Now all options on the table.
Better find the earplugs. Here comes the noise, backing this defense on third down. On the move. Moving deeper into enemy territory. Move the chains. It's first down at the 27.
Good enough for a first down.
The Sooners come to the line with a new set of downs. The secondary walks up on the line, showing press coverage. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
And sometimes for the defense, it just takes one play, right, to create some momentum. Obviously, this guy's been eating him up. He's got over 100 yards rushing on the day. But finally, David, they get something positive here in the run game defensively.
But you kind of know that coming in. He's going to get his. Such a great back, and he's had a great day. Need to put more plays together like that right there.
He gets it across the 25 to the 24. Give him 5 on the carry.
I know the passing game sells and the passing game is exciting, but it's not exciting to get 5 or 6 yards a pop on the ground, but it will be very successful.
Ball's at the 24. A lot of confidence in their kicker from here, but they'd love to take it off of his foot and convert the first down. Quick pass to the left, trying to get it to the marker. They make the stop, but this passing game does some damage, and they move the sticks with the first down. Third down, a lot of times it comes down to not necessarily who's the most open, who do you trust the most?
Yep, it's not about the X's and the O's. It's about the Jimmys and the Joes. And when my guy's better than you and I get you matched up out wide, and I know I trust you, I'm finding you.
That's the end of the third quarter of play. With the score, Oklahoma 28, Arkansas 21.
First down to start the drive after the break. Leaves it with the back. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
How about the defender being a heat-seeking missile? He was on radar lock. He found the football and flew down with some bad intentions.
Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry. And the Sooners want to move quickly. Power football with the run. And how about that alertness and that swarming D to keep him from getting the first down? So on fourth down, here comes the field goal kicker in a huge spot. It's good. Easy call for the refs. And they'll push that lead out a little further. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
A lot of eyeballs on your game, guys, and a few on this interesting matchup as well. Arizona is up big right now, and what's shaping up to be a blowout they'll be talking about in Tucson for some time. They're up 14 over Louisville. We'll circle back if anything big happens in this college football matchup.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. And Arkansas ready to send out this offense. Mistakes are going to happen, as they did on that last drive. Now, how will they respond, Jesse?
And this is the kind of guy who's going to take full accountability. That was my bad. That's on me. I'm about to lead this offense now down the field to score some points.
Dang, Homer, I wish I would have played with you. I didn't play with many quarterbacks that were just like, yeah, my bad. Hey, guys, I got this. Sorry about that. It was more, you should have ran a better route.
It's complete on the right side. He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short. Now on the option. He'll toss it. Perfectly timed on that pitch, and they pick up the first down on the play. The offense lines up at the 40. They've got a first down. Receivers telling the quarterback what they see. Wants to throw on first down. Using his legs to buy some time. Good run on the play, and he slides to avoid the hit. And the Razorbacks have their offense in high gear.
You know, QBs want to make those big plays. They want to put up the big stats. But when nothing's there, sometimes you just tuck the ball, get a minimal gain. I like the slide, by the way, too. Get down and don't take a big hit.
Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance.
Yeah, and your first job is to affect the quarterback and try to get him off his spot. They get him off his spot, he gets outside the pocket, and a nice job chasing, not quitting, getting to the quarterback, and still getting a good lick as he's throwing the football.
On second down, he'll try to make the connection this time. Fires toward the end zone. And that one is right on target if his target was the first row.
And I understand the logic by the offense here. Obviously, you're down in this game. You're trying to claw back into it. Why not take a shot? Why not be aggressive in that time? They just can't come up with a completion.
They line up with some serious work to do if they want to convert this one. On third and long, he has to throw for it. It's complete to the left. Open space at the 25. Big gain on that one as he steps out of bounds with a first down. The Razorbacks want to crank the tempo. He'll do it himself. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry. Timeout called here by the defense. It's the first one they've used this half.
Timeout, Oklahoma.
They'll line up for a second down play. He's looking to throw. Into the end zone. He caught it. He's all the way down to the 2-yard line. Just spectacular execution there.
And you see the wide receiver, he's got to push upfield, make it look like he's going deep, but does a really good job sitting down on that curl, catching the ball, and then as soon as you catch that thing on that curl route, get upfield, get positive yards. Nice route by that wide receiver.
Tight quarters deep in the red zone, but they can pick up a first down without scoring. Third down. And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Arkansas. Lining up for the PAT. And it's up and good as they draw just a touch closer. So that was a 10-play, 75-yard drive. After scoring that touchdown, they'll try to get it right back with an onside kick. That's why they call them the hand. Oh, the ball squirts out. Now look what I found. I'd say that's a stroke of good fortune. The offense keeps it. So Oklahoma has it again, and here comes the offense. Guys, that last trip, a little disappointing having to take the 3.
Yeah, and I think, Jesse, you see so many offenses talk about getting yards and the tempo and all the stuff they do. It was a nice job moving the football, but they got to get in the end zone this time.
Yeah, and I think to do that, they just got to be more physical at the point of attack, get some push up front. They need to be the best running team in this game to win.
After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Fast motion from the offense. He wants to take the top off. And they can't hook up. Going for the big play on 2nd down. Now it's 3rd down.
Man, as a quarterback, you got to be careful. He's lucky there. If you miss high throwing over the middle of the field, oftentimes that results in interception. So lucky that ball was incomplete.
Big 3rd down as the crowd gets behind this defense. He's looking to throw. Got a man. It's Bush. And he slid through that attempt, and he's got room. He was running through tackles and picked up the 1st down and finally got knocked down.
And they did everything right in this 4-minute type situation, trying to bleed the clock. First you get the completion, then you get the 1st down, and you stay in bounds. You could not execute that play any better.
We've reached a 2-minute warning in this offense, trying to milk this clock and keep time on their side. The Sooners have it with a 1st and 10. They'll run it to keep the clock moving. Touchdown, Oklahoma! And they take it in for 6 more points.
And, you know, late in the games, offenses sometimes get conservative when they got the lead and they got the ball. I love this offense. They were aggressive. They got another score added to the lead. Now you're trying to salt this game away.
And the extra point extends the lead to double figures at 10. About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. That ball skips through the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 25-yard line. The Hogs send that offense back onto the field. Man, what a drive last time for the touchdown. That passing attack was lethal, David.
Yeah, and you know, you hear all these stupid commentators like me and Jesse talking about create balance, you know, run and pass. No, when you throw that good, spin the ball around.
So the defense has...
And that is interception number 3 on the day. Got some room to run. He steps out of bounds, but not only does he get the ball back, what a return to set up his offense.
That should be the nail in the coffin. What a great break on the football, getting the big turnover. You got the lead. Now just go out there, be smart on offense, and run that clock.
Out comes the offense as they get set to take over. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. Got stuffed on 1st down. It's 2nd and 10. Defense trying to keep this offense from getting a line on who to block. The give to the tailback. And he does a really nice job finding open space and making a good gain before the stop is made. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. They'll try to bully their way for the first. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. And now on 4th down, they will put it on the shoulders of the kicker to save them with his foot. Thought he had it and couldn't get it through the uprights. He missed it. Lead is still at double digits, but missed a chance to make it bigger.
Well, that's one the kicker would like to have back. That's a kick he should be making in his sleep.
And Arkansas ready to send out this offense. Well, let's see if this drive goes better than the last one. They were in and out quickly after the quick pick, David.
Yeah, first play, big mistake, man. Now, let's get this offense in a little bit of a rhythm. Maybe before you open it up again, Palmer, or do you trust him right away?
He seems to me like the guy maybe that just needs to kind of get into the flow of the game. So maybe you get the running game going here and just give him some easy looks to let him get lathered up.
Working that left side now. And he'll run across the sidelines after the good gain. Offense gets set for 2nd down. Quarterback reacting to what the D is showing. Looking down the middle. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. And he was loose and in the open field and on his way. A tremendous pickup on that one. Looking to move it through the air. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be 2nd down.
All right, you've dug yourself a little bit of a hole offensively. You know you're going to have to throw it here in the 2nd half. You're going to have to make sure, though, you do a better job up front with your pass pro. You got to keep your quarterback standing upright.
He'll try it again on 2nd and 10. Pulls it in. Gets out of bounds after the big play, and they'll be set up in business with a 1st and goal. From the gun. Pocket starts to collapse. And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack. They'll try to kick it into overdrive. Clock's running. 2nd down coming. He's looking to throw. Fires to the end zone. Another interception. This guy just can't find his own players.
Nice job by this defense. That might be the exclamation point. 4th quarter, I got a lead. You bring on the nickel defense. You know they're passing the football for plays just like that to make the INT and almost put this one away.
Here comes the Oklahoma offense. Final minute. This game's on ice. They can take a knee and run out the clock.
This offense has to feel great with how they're able to go out, execute, and perform big plays all game long. I think it's sending a statement, too, to future defenses down the road on the schedule. They're going to be tough to contend with.
Yeah, I mean, they got firepower, putting up so many points. This thing is easily over. Now they can just chillax, go back to the locker room, know they're going to get the victory.
He's brought down, but there's a flag on the play. Let's see if it stands. This defense happy with how that last play turned out, so they'll decline the penalty. Facing a 3rd down and short from the 26. Touch pass on the run. Tough sledding in there. Picks up a couple, but still needs 2 more on 4th down. With the clock running, this should be the final play. When we get to the offseason and they start having coaching clinics, they're going to roll this game tape back to show both offenses.
Dial it up and let it run. I mean, that's essentially what we saw in this game. It didn't matter what either offensive coordinator was calling. Everything seemed to work through throwing the football in the intermediate passing game, the RPOs, the run game, David. This was just clinical offensive football.
And offenses have evolved so much. They can do so many different things, and they know how to use their playmakers, get speed and space, make those big plays. So that's why offenses are ahead of defenses. In this game, it was no different.